MT1138 here, and this is my son Lance. He wanted to sit in and make another video with me. He's also going to do some narration with me here in a little bit. But I'm doing another pickup video because I found a great new store. Well, it's not actually a new store. It's the 30th Street Exchange in Canton. Well, I call it 30th Street. It's actually Cleveland Avenue Exchange in Canton. And they just moved into a new building. Okay, technically it's the old building, but they moved next door, and it is about 4 times the size that it used to be. And I went in.
You think it's awesome?
I do think it's awesome. I went in there. It is far more awesome than the last one. I went in there because I wanted to just see. I was told they would have some more stuff by the district manager, and boy, did they ever. They have so much retro video game stuff. I was amazed because they have at least 10 times as much stuff as I've seen in all the other stores combined. So
never seen anything better than that ever.
Well, yes, I have seen better things. I mean, I've seen dedicated video game stores that had more, but they did have a lot more of some things, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. First, I want to start off with a package, and I had alluded to it in my pickup video. This came from my good friend Jim in Japan, or KidShoryuken. He also saw the pickup video where I got the Geo AES from Luke Morse 1. He offered me the same as Ken 6275, some AES games that he had just sitting around. Now, he did not. Well, he offered to give them to me. It costs a lot to ship things from Japan, even though he was shipping from military base and it was a lot cheaper. And he was offering to send me even more, and I just... Anyway, this is a trade, and basically I'm trading him something to be named later. He's just going to check out the eBays and let me know if he finds something he wants, and I can ship it to him. So, good deal for me. Hopefully it'll be a good deal for him. Thank you very much, Jim. I really appreciate it, but let me show you what he sent me. He told me about the first 4, but he sent me an extra one, and I did have to open the package because my mail lady set it on my front porch all the way out next to the edge, and it rained. So I had to take it out and dry everything off, and we're in good shape. They all work. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very happy. And my son was just playing these games a few minutes ago.
Well, one of them at least.
Yeah. And we got Samurai Spirits. Now this one is not complete, but it is in the box.
Look at
and
the
there
size
it
of
is.
that game. It's
yes.
awesome.
They're huge. Here, you want to see it next to a boy's head? Look at the size of that.
It's just about bigger than my head.
It is bigger than your head. Samurai Spirits. What else we got here? I don't know where to put this. I normally put it on the table next to you. Hold that for me. Samurai Spirits 2. There it is. And this one...
How many Samurai Spirits are there?
I don't know. 17.
That's a lot.
I'm lying. I have
no idea. Is that a player's guide or something?
This is the manual. Can you read that?
I can read that, and I can read that.
But not the Japanese?
Nope.
But there is that weird little Neo Geo CD style manual again. I think they probably, when they started making Neo Geo CD, just started putting the same manual and everything. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea, but that seems to make sense to me. This is another game, and I'm trying to remember my Japanese, and it's failing me at the moment. This is...
something special.
You little jerk. The special game is... let's see, my Japanese is coming back to me. Fatal Fury Special, that's what this is.
Woo.
It has the manual and the cartridge, of course.
Giant.
Yes, they are giant cartridges. There you go, set that over there for me.
They're like so giant, it's awesome.
Now this one I can read. This is... Oh, there we go. Can you read it? The King of Fighters 94.
Oh, that's because that sounds Japanese.
Yeah, I know it. And it is complete with the cool little Neo Geo CD style manuals in here again.
And then the giant cartridge.
And then, yes,
dun,
the giant
dun.
cartridge.
So
Oop, and I can't
awesome.
close it. There you go. And then this was the extra one he sent me. I was not expecting this at all. Now, let's see here. If my Japanese is correct, that says Art of Fighting 2.
Hopefully.
Hopefully that's what that says. Although, looking at that, I want to say Double Dragon 2, just because that looks like it would be a picture you'd see in Double Dragon. But I believe that says Art of Fighting 2. So...
Giant cartridge!
Yes, giant cartridge. You're very excited about the giant cartridges.
That's because it's awesome! You have to admit.
You know you could build a foundation for a house out of those things. They're so big.
No, I don't think
You want to build a fort?
well,
No.
you only have like...
Alright, sorry. Somebody opened the door and started talking, so I had to stop and edit that out. But, yeah, those were from KidShoryuken. Good friend of mine here on the YouTubes. He has been in my Top 3 Tuesday videos. I watch all of his videos. He watches all of mine. So anyway, guys, go and check out KidShoryuken's channel. It will be linked down below. He's a very cool guy. Goes around and sees some of the sites in Japan, finds some really cool stuff that you don't find over here in the United States or in Europe or wherever you happen to be. Unless you're in Japan, then he finds the same stuff you find. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, check him out. Now, I discovered that new exchange I was talking about, which is not a new exchange, it's an old exchange. It just moved and they added more stuff to it.
But now it's more awesome.
It was more awesome. And my daughter's over there trying to do something that makes noise. I shot a little bit of video. I apologize because the video ends before I get to show you some of the really cool stuff in there, but I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end. I shot it on my phone, so it's terrible. I wasn't expecting to shoot video, and I had to be sneaky about it because there were employees all over the place since it just opened, and Eldon was running interference for me in front of me, blocking the camera so they couldn't see it. So anyway, with all those restrictions, I shot a little bit of video so you could see what it is that I was seeing and get an idea for what the exchanges are like, although this is like an exchange on retro gaming steroids. So here you go. I'll put the video in here. Alright, so I know this video is going to be terrible because it's going to be all shaky, but I wanted to show you guys what this new place looks like. You guys are always asking to see the places I go and buy games. This is one of the brand new ones. I had never been in here before. That trackball you saw there for the 5200, I carried that thing around for about 20 minutes before I decided not to buy it. But they have a lot of old retro computer games and programs here. That's what I'm kind of showing you up on that top shelf there. I've never seen that many in one place before. And then, of course, they've got, you know, Wii, PS2, PS3, Xbox, Xbox 360, all that crap that I don't buy. They had a couple of different Pong systems. There's one that you see up there. They had a few LCD handhelds and some other accessories for old retro computers. This Virtual Boy here is the first Virtual Boy I've ever seen in the wild. It's $150. It was complete in box and came with 5 games: Mario Tennis, Golf, Wario Land, Nestor's Funky Bowling, and something else. But they had a decent amount of Sega Genesis games. They had at least 10 times as many Master System games as I've ever seen in one place before. And this is something they did that was really cool. These are all sports games. They bundle 10 of them together and sell them for $1. So it's essentially 10 cents a sports game for the loose sports games.
What about tax?
Well, yes, they would charge you tax. Here I'm showing you all of the Atari 2600, 7800, and 5200 games were $1 a piece, regardless of their actual value. The only exception, when I got to the Atari 5200 games, they had a couple that were marked at like $10. They had Robotron 2084 and another one that's sort of escaping my memory at the moment here. But they didn't have any ColecoVision games that I ran across. That little thing there was like a knockoff Videoplexer. They had a whole bunch of boxed, complete Atari 2600 and Intellivision games.
Did you buy any?
No, I didn't buy any. That's my son Lance. He's sitting in on this with me.
Did you buy anything at the store?
They're sitting right in front of you, goof. Castlevania Bloodlines, I think it was actually $30, but the box is all beat up. But then right over here, they've got Phantasy Star 4 for $18. It's complete, and the box was in perfect condition. Or, not perfect, but very good. Nope. I transported over to a case that was in the middle of the store, and they had Sega Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, a ton of TurboGrafx 16 games. They had Atari Lynx games, Atari Jaguar CD games, Jaguar games, 3DO, CDI. Man, so much stuff in here. Did I mention Japanese Saturn games they had? Magnavox Odyssey 2 games. I mean, they just had more 3DO, CDI, and Magnavox Odyssey 2 games than I've ever seen. And they actually had a Turbo Express for $100, which I know that seems expensive, but those things will go for like $150 with no audio. That had perfect working audio.
So are you saying you like this store?
This store was fantastic. And I'm going to run out of video here in a second because my memory card was full. But I'm going to show you a couple other things here, and then I'll talk Nintendo 64 games. And then we're going to go around the corner here. They've got 2 cases full of NES games with a fair amount of boxed NES games, and the games were reasonably priced. For instance, a boxed Mario 3, boxed and complete, was $15. Alright, so that was a little bit of it. Now, it sort of, like I said, the video ended before I got to show you, but they had on the ends of all those shelves, display cases, they had big, tall display cases. And in the big, tall display cases, They had like movies and board games and just all sorts of movie paraphernalia sort of stacked up.
Awesome kind of board games?
Yes. It was all for sale, but basically they had like a James Bond display case, and it had hats and lunch boxes and board games and movies and all that sort of thing. They had one for Doctor Who, they had one for Transformers. They had them just all set up, and it was really, really cool looking. If I'd had more memory, I could have shot video or at least taken pictures of them. I might do that again sometime in the future. Maybe when it's not as busy and there aren't as many employees running around. I'll show you guys that. But yeah, they had so much stuff that I couldn't even show you. Just to explain, this is not the one that had all of the box systems that I talked about in my pickup video. This is a different one, about 15 minutes down the road from there. So anyway, I'm going to show you the stuff that I picked up. I didn't have a ton of money, so I just picked up a few things. Some Atari 2600 games for $1, and there are those labels that you see on them all the time. I usually clean these off before I get them home. Now you can't really see it on the camera because my camera sucks. There we go, $1. And they're a pain to get off of here. So I usually take them off while I'm in the car. And I picked up Sword Quest, Earthworld, and Fireworld. Oops. Just because I have them, but the labels are all screwed up. And then the rest of these I didn't have. A game called TAC Scan by Sega.
Let's go look at it.
No, you don't need to look at it. Just wait. You can look at it with everybody else. Robot Tank. Firefighter. Telegames Just Maze, not Maze Craze. Apparently different. A game called Cosmic Creeps. Another Activision game with Actiplaque on the label there, called Frostbite. And then this one I was really surprised to see sitting there, but Rampage for the 2600.
I got played it. I used to love that game.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's not going to be as good on the 2600, but it will still be a cool, interesting game to have.
Yeah, but it's still awesome.
And there were a couple of games in there that I was really surprised to see, let alone for $1. Rampage was one of them. Another one was Double Dragon for the 7800. Another fairly valuable game, as well as F-18 Hornet for the 7800. Then a couple of other 7800 games here. I got Desert Falcon and Super Huey UHIX. So that was it for the Atari 2600 7800 games. I picked up one 5200 game they had there that I did not have that I could afford. For $1, I picked up Pengo. This was the only $1 game they had.
Penguin.
Yes, that I didn't already have. And then there was one other game that was not $1 that I just had to pick up, but it was about a third of what you normally see it go for. And it's one of the two companions to my other one. It is Conquest. Dun, dun. Yes, dun dun dun. Conquest of the World for the Odyssey 2. And you guys have seen me show the Quest for the Rings before, some of you. They actually had the other one too there that you would have seen in the video if you had a sharp eye, Wall Street. I did not buy that one because I just didn't have enough money on me. Hopefully it'll be there again someday when I go back with more money. But this is what these things are. If you want to look, this is like a little display box. And you've got the gold cartridge. And then underneath here, you have money. So anyway, yeah, you've got like these little gold bar looking things. You can see when we're done.
That's cool.
I'm trying to do something here. And then this piece comes out. And then inside is the book, Conquest of the World. And underneath the book is this thing here. If I can get it out here in one piece.
Nope.
Okay,
it's not happening
you can pick those magnets up for me. Hold on to that. Here, just hold the whole thing. Hold the whole thing. Hold the whole thing. There you go.
Now, oh, okay.
And I'll show you the board here.
Oh, is this a board game too?
Yes, it is a board game /
video game.
Video game.
That is awesome.
I'm going to get a little closer so you can see what that is. That is The Planet. And it is a combination board game video game.
That is cool.
Yes, it is.
You don't see them many often.
No, you don't, as a matter of fact. And there's only, I have 2 of the only 3 that I know of. Be careful. It's
What's
very
the
old.
third
You'll
one?
break it. That goes on top of there. So,
What's the
those
third
were my pickups. I wanted to say thank you to KidShoryuken in a video here. Please be careful with that. and I wanted to show you guys the new exchange that I just found yesterday. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Lance, for sitting in with me,
Okay.
and I will see you guys later.